In this video, we'll take a look at the Sony ECMXYST1M Stereo Microphone. A microphone that has a clever design, but a not so clever name. The way it works is it mounts straight into the hot shoe, and it can send your audio directly from the hot shoe into your camera's SD card. It also has this cool feature where the microphone can be mounted so it faces the front, both microphones face the front, or it can be in an XY position where they face more out at a 90-degree angle. So I took a look at this microphone and recorded some tests for you to hear. We're going to show you what it sounds like facing forward and facing at the angle. I'm also going to show you if there's any difference recording from the line out using that feature instead of recording through the hot shoe. The biggest difference there is that if you use the line out and you use this little cable, you can manually adjust your gain. If you use the hot shoe mount, you actually have to use auto gain, where the camera automatically adjusts the gain level of the microphone. So we'll take a look at those scenarios, and I'll also give you a benchmark, which is just the camera's integrated microphone. And I'll be recording these examples on a Sony A7R Mark II. If you'd like to follow along blind, the way to do that is to minimize this window now. I won't have any spoilers in the audio, but you'll know what I'm using if you watch the video. I'll be back with conclusions in just a minute. 7723. About 40 years ago, I was taking a long trip on foot over mountain heights, quite unknown to tourists, in that ancient region where the Alps thrust down into Provence. All this at the time I embarked upon my long walk through these deserted regions was barren and colorless land. Nothing grew there but wild lavender. 8374. In the direction from which we had come, the slopes were covered with trees 20 to 25 feet tall. I remembered how the land had looked in 1913, a desert, peaceful, regular toil, the vigorous mountain air, frugality, and, above all, serenity of spirit had endowed this old man with awe-inspiring health. 1298. The following year came the War of 1914, in which I was involved for the next 5 years. An infantryman hardly had time to reflect upon trees. To tell the truth, the thing itself had made no impression upon me. I had considered it as a hobby, a stamp collection, and forgotten it. 8392. It was understood from the first that I should spend the night there. The nearest village was still more than a day and a half away, and besides, I was perfectly familiar with the nature of the rare villages in that region. There were 4 or 5 of them, scattered well apart from each other on these mountain slopes. So to my ears, all of those scenarios sounded pretty similar. Even the camera's integrated microphone, I think, was keeping up pretty well in this particular scenario. Now, my lesson learned here is actually this is not a very good scenario. Recording 8 to 10 feet away from your speaker with a camera-mounted microphone really is going to be a challenge for getting good audio quality without a lot of ambient noise. Facing the microphones forward didn't seem to help the problem. Running a line out and manually controlling the gain didn't seem to control the problem. Either way, there was a decent amount of background noise, which you might be able to eliminate in post-production, but before doing any after editing, after you've got your audio back at your computer, the quality really leaves much to be desired. So the main use case for a microphone like this is going to be if you don't have the option to put a microphone closer to your speaker, you need the flexibility to know you're always pointed at your speaker or your subject wherever your camera is pointed, then this is a fine option. But you might want to look into a good lavalier mic or a field recorder. And I've got a couple of suggestions in the description to consider. All right, I hope you found this useful. And good luck finding the Sony ECMXYST1M. I'm almost remembering the name now. All right, good luck.